Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. I wanted to show y'all a recipe that I'm gonna put together and put in my crock pot. Now you can do this in your Instant Pot as well. I'm just more accustomed to my crock pot, so that's totally up to you. One of my best good friends, Linda, made this and brought it to work, and I tasted it and I was like, this is great. And it's a healthier, option for soup. So she got it online and she Googled healthy vegetable meatball soup, and that's how I got it too. So it's actually called Easy Healthy Vegetable Meatball Soup. I'm gonna show y'all how I'm gonna do mine, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna just put everything together in the crock pot and let it cook for about 4 hours on low, and then it'll be ready to serve and eat. And I think it'll be awesome just garnished with just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Not a lot, because I don't wanna add any more fat to it, for me. But you can do what you want to with it. That's the nice thing about recipes and sharing recipes, is you can kind of make it your own, okay? But here's what I'm gonna do for my family. And this is gonna be a good option for us to eat while we watch the Super Bowl. I am going to put in one medium-sized zucchini. Let me spray my pot first. My family, they're not big on green stuff, big green stuff, or big chunks of onions or tomatoes. So I kind of have to, design my recipes around that. Everybody doesn't have that issue with picky eaters. So like I said, this is one of those recipes you can make your own, okay? I've already washed this zucchini, and so I'm just gonna chop this zucchini because it's gonna cook down in this soup and it's gonna be soft, and there's one in the floor. Anyway, that one will go in the trash can. They won't know the difference, I don't think, about the zucchini. And I could shred it if I wanted to, just to get, some green stuff in there. But I'm gonna chop this zucchini. I'm gonna just stack one up. I think this will be great to have in the fridge as something to take for lunch this week to work. And some of those nights that maybe I don't want to cook, or, I don't necessarily want what I've fixed. This will be a good option. I can also freeze this, which is great. And I love that about soups and chilies and stews, is you can freeze individual servings and take them out. This has kind of an Italian flair to it because there's marinara in this as well. And I'll read the recipe to you. So if you're watching this video and you want to write it down, you can. Or like I said, you can Google it as well. Sometimes I think it inspires me to see other people actually put it together and what they're doing. So if I can inspire you to cook something great for your family, or maybe on the little more on the healthy side, or not, then good, great. That's what it's all about. And this time of year, when it's cold outside, soups are even better at night when you come home and it's cold. I think that all mine will eat this because of the meatballs in it. We'll see. Last week I did a ground turkey pizza casserole, healthier take on that, and they did eat it, and they didn't complain too much. Next time I make it though, I may use venison, and that's more like beef to them, and it's still healthy because it doesn't have a lot of fat in it. But hey, I'm trying new things. Okay, I'm also going to put some onion. I'm going to use a yellow onion. You can use whatever kind of onion you want, but I'm going to process mine in this little miniature Black & Decker thing that I've had for years that'll just pretty much chop and puree that onion. I don't want mine to see the onion. They're funny about that. Let me pull this off. It's hard teaching an old dog new tricks. I'll be the first to admit that. I have cooked for my family for 30 years, and you know, let me say that, I am really good at throwing together stuff that I've done for years. But when I try something new, I have to really pay attention. It's not easy, because I am definitely a squirrel seer, and I'll be onto a whole nother. I'm just going to give this a chop because I'm going to run it through this little mincer thingy. I've had it so long I don't even know what you call these things. I'm showing my age for sure. I'd love to hear from you guys what you're making for Super Bowl Sunday or for your family this weekend. You can comment, put it in the comments, and share recipes there. I'm gonna do the whole onion. It was just kind of a medium-sized onion, not one of those extra large ones. Here's the thing. If mine don't love this soup like I did, I'll freeze it and I'll take it for lunch and eat it myself. And, you know, benefit from the fact that it's healthy or lower calorie. Okay, to this, I'm gonna add 1 pound of frozen meatballs. This is a 28-ounce bag, so I'm gonna add half of it. And then I'm gonna stick the rest of these in the back of my freezer, saving for another day. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do that because these are big. I'm putting the whole thing in here. Y'all be able to see that. It needs that much meatballs. It just does, and you could use turkey meatballs or you could use whatever meatballs you want for your own recipe, okay? I'm gonna put 3 cups of frozen green beans. And I'm gonna, let's see how many cups is in this bag. I'll tie that off and put that back in the freezer for maybe some vegetable soup later on in this winter we're having. Okay, I'm also gonna add 1 jar of marinara. This one is 24 ounces. You can choose whatever kind you like, what your family likes. This is just a generic Food Line brand, chunky roasted garlic and herb. I'll put that in there. I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna grab some beef broth, which I forgot to get out. Some fat-free, no MSG added beef stock. And this recipe calls for, let's see, 4 cups of that. Okay. This is a 2-cup measure. Lord, I hope there's 4 cups in here. Let's see. All right, there's 2. And the recipe on the internet said you could use chicken stock as well. Totally up to you. And I'm gonna pour just a little bit of this in here and give this a shake and get all of that marinara in my soup. There we go. Okay, now let me check my recipe. I need some Italian seasoning. It calls for 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I'm actually using my measurements today. I don't always. I sometimes put a fistful of this and a fistful of that, but since I have not made this, I'm gonna try to follow it pretty close. And then the next time I make it, I can tweak it as to what I, like better or whatever. Okay, a 1/2 teaspoon of black ground pepper and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, and I am going to close this down. I'm going to give it a little stir. Okay, I'm just going to grab a clean spoon. I'm going to cook this low and slow for 4 hours. I'm going to read the recipe back to you in case you want to write it down, okay? It is 1 pound of frozen meatballs, 24-ounce jar of marinara sauce, your choice, 4 cups of sodium, low sodium or fat-free, whatever you want to do, beef broth or chicken broth, 3 cups of frozen green beans. This calls for 2 cups of carrots, which I didn't use in mine, 1 cup of chopped onion, 1 medium zucchini chopped, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground pepper. And again, you can do this in your Instapot as well, but that's how I'm gonna do mine, and I'll have a healthy option while we watch the game. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Thanks for tuning in. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. I'll show you a picture at the beginning of the video. See y'all.